All right, guys, got another haul. I have my final haul of the year to share with you. A bunch of used books I found. This is like several months worth of books since my last book haul. I hadn't had time to film, so here we go. I'm going to show you guys what I picked up through most of the year, and let me know if you've read any of these, if any of these are really worth it, or if they're duds and just, bring it back to the thrift store, that kind of thing. So I kind of broke it down in genres to make it a little bit easier. And the first thing we're going to look at is nonfiction. So this was one of my favorite finds because I have read this already, and this is called Endurance, Shackleton's Incredible Voyage by Alfred Lansing. And I read this book 2023, I think it was. And it was, I think, my favorite book of the year for nonfiction. And I was so glad to find this copy. I found it at a little free library for free, and it looks like it was barely even read. So very excited to have this in my collection now. This is an Arctic exploration gone horribly wrong, but the incredibly inspiring perseverance and testament to human spirit that saved them. So yes, love this book. Absolutely love it. Next, I found a copy of this book. It's called The River of Doubt, Theodore Roosevelt's Darkest Journey by Candace Millard. And this looks like it was an ARC copy at one point. I found this at Goodwill just for $1 or so, maybe not even that, but it's a story about Roosevelt and his men as they traveled down the Amazon, right? Is it? I don't really know, to be honest. It looked really good when I picked it up, but it is a journey down a river of doubt, bleak, but very powerful, I think. So hopefully I'll enjoy this. I found 3 historical biographies by Vincent Cronin. First, we have Louis and Antoinette, a dual biography of these 2 gems. So I don't know, this sounded really interesting. They were in great condition. Why not, why not pick through that one on a rainy day? Then we also have the biography of Catherine, Empress of all the Russians. This one I'm most looking forward to reading about. Look at that picture of her. Oh yeah. So that should be good. And then of course we've got Napoleon. And Napoleon was a reader, I believe, and so that has made him a little bit more intriguing to me just as a figure, and I think this has been pretty highly rated, but we'll see. Again, saving it for a rainy day. These are really thick. I don't know if I need that much information, but I might try it, dip in and out of it, and if I find it fascinating, I will let you know. Next, I found this book. I couldn't pass it down. It's pretty short, but it's called Props on Her Sleeve, The Wartime Letters of a Canadian Airwoman by Mary Hawkins Butch. And yeah, this just sounded really nice, really up my alley. And it's a series of 150 letters that brings home the day-to-day life of what she experienced during that time. So yeah, really looking forward to this one. This one I just couldn't pass by. It's called Generations, The History of America's Future, 1584 to 2069 by William Strauss and Neil Howe. And this is just a big compilation of American history. I'm knee-deep in U.S. history, helping my daughter with her AP history class. And so I've read a lot, I've learned a lot. We've been learning a lot together, and I am just fascinated by my country's history and what went on and what they think is going to happen. I think this book was published in the 90s, so we'll see. But I thought this, again, would be fun to dip in and out of as well. Really good condition. I got this at Goodwill also. Those historical biographies I got from a different thrift store, and I think those were like 6 books for $1, so very cheap. So next, I picked up this one. This is The Last Train to Zona Verde, My Ultimate African Safari by Paul Theroux. And this tells the true story of his journey from Cape Town in South Africa all the way up through South Africa into Namibia, into Angola, I believe, and as far as he can go upwards, and what he experiences along the way, the African culture, the tourists he comes across, the landscape, the animals. It just sounded really, really interesting. And there's a few books that he's written that I would love to get to as well. So this will be my first time reading him. And I think that I will probably really enjoy this, hopefully. Okay, my camera just fell down, so it might be at a little different angle now. But next on the list, we have some regular fiction. Okay, so this one my brother actually found for me in a little free library and thought it was really funny, so he gave it to me, but it's called Naughty or Nice. It looks like a Christmas Harlequin romance. I couldn't pass that one up. Perfect, and it's nice and short. Then I got this one off of eBay. This is Joshua, A Parable for Today by Joseph Gerzon. And I had wanted to originally read this. If you guys watched my September wrap-up, you may have seen that I read Joshua the Homecoming thinking it was this book. But this is actually the original Joshua book in the series. Next, my sister's neighbor brought over a large bag of books for us to go through. They were mostly romance, mostly contemporary women's fiction. But I did grab two from there that looked really interesting. And this one is called The Impossible Brightness by Jessica Bryant Klagman. And I had never heard of this before. I grabbed it because I thought the premise sounded kind of interesting and mysterious. I'll just read you a little bit. After the mysterious disappearance of her fiancé, Alma Hughes moves to a remote island in the North Atlantic, where she hopes to weather her grief and nurture her ailing dog. But the strange town of Violet has mysteries as well. Townsfolk say that the radio tower overlooking their town broadcasts messages through their home appliances, their dreams, even the sea itself. When lightning strikes the tower, illuminating the sky in a brilliant flash, Alma finds herself caught in the unexplainable aftermath of one of Violet's deadliest storms. So it's a book about this island and the haunting echoes of the departed. So I don't know, it sounded really intriguing. It didn't have too bad of a review on Goodreads, so I grabbed it. It was free too, which is great. And then I also, she had this book in the bag as well. This is Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. And I read and really enjoyed The Love Hypothesis by her earlier this spring. So this is an author who I know I can stomach contemporary romance with, because you know, I had a few problems with Emily Henry, I will say. I tried People You Meet on Vacation. It just didn't work for me. I will still try another Emily Henry one though. But Ali Hazelwood, I absolutely loved Love Hypothesis. So this is another STEM-based romance. I really like seeing women in STEM using their brains, being smart, and kind of the scenarios she seems to put these people in. So this should be really fun. Hopefully I enjoy it. Okay, next we're going to do historical fiction. This is called The Assassination of Margaret Thatcher and Its Stories. So this is a short story collection by Hilary Mantel. I don't know, that's all I know. But yeah, it looked great. It's in great condition. And I think I got this at the Goodwill as well, just for maybe 50 cents or so. Next, we have Years of Wonder by Geraldine Brooks, and she also wrote The Secret Chord and March, which I've never heard of. Maybe you guys have heard of her or this book before. I think, did Geraldine Brooks have a Goodreads winner this year? I think she might have, in the memoir section, if I remember correctly. But this has to do with the plague, 1666. Okay, so next we have The Beautiful People by Michelle Gable. And this is about a woman named Margot Hightower. It takes place in the 1960s. She gets hired as a photographer's assistant to the stars. She travels around to the glitz and glamour of New York, into the beaches of Acapulco and Palm Beach, where she gets entangled into the high-class society and their drama and their webs of secrecy. So yeah, this kind of sounded fun, I thought. Okay, and lastly, I have a couple classics that I grabbed as well. So we have both of these. This is The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn and Tom Sawyer in these children's editions. The great classics for children, I guess that's what they're called. These are fully illustrated and abridged, and I haven't read either. Well, I think I have read these when I was younger, but I just thought these were beautiful copies and I wanted to have them in my collection, even though I will read the full versions of both as opposed to just the abridged. So yeah, that was a fun find. That was, 10 cents each about. And then my local thrift store always gets in these Reader's Digest condensed volume books. And I grabbed a couple just because I really liked the covers. So we have The Best Loved Books volume 1. And the reason why I grabbed these ones is because I knew each one of these stories. So in here, and these are condensed versions, so they're not the full actual novels, but we have in here Treasure Island, David Copperfield, The Call of the Wild, and Madame Curie. So I thought that would be fun just to have and to dip into. You know, I might not keep these forever, but there are illustrations in here. I'll show you. And it's just, I think, a great way if you think you may want to read a particular novel, but you don't want to commit to the whole thing. So I just had an illustration. Where did it go? So I think this one comes from the Treasure Island story. Yeah, so grab this one. And then also this one, and I grabbed this one because I didn't recognize any of these. So for this one, this is volume 3, books from 1968. So we have Once Upon an Island, Bush Baby, The Queen's Confession, Leafy Rivers, and The Crossbreed. So let me know if you guys have read any of these. I just think they're so cozy. I would definitely collect these. Yeah, they have a ton, so I'll have to just be patient and look through them a bit more next time I go. They're closed for the winter though, so I have to wait till April, but that's good because I'm doing the Read What You Want challenge anyway. All right, so I also picked up and found this older copy of David Copperfield by Charles Dickens. It's not in the best condition, but the book itself was from the Modern Library, and it's really soft and it's incredibly floppy. And it just feels like it'd be very comfortable to read. I'm going to use this as my reading copy because I have this book in the Penguin Black Spine edition, and it's kind of stiff and doesn't feel like it's going to be a comfortable read, and it just looks nice on the shelf anyway. So this one I'm looking forward to trying, hopefully this year. Hopefully I will get to another Charles Dickens this year. All right, next we have this one. This is called The Cherry Orchard by Anton Chekhov, and this is a play that was originally written in Russian, of course, translated to English. I have no idea what this is about, honestly. I just thought the book looked really nice. I don't know what editions these are in, but it was in amazing, beautiful condition. Got this one at the Goodwill. Last one is this one. This is Jamaica Inn by Daphne du Maurier. Really looking forward to reading this one. It's nice and short. The only Daphne du Maurier I've ever read before is Rebecca, which I liked, but I didn't love. But I really liked her writing a lot, actually. And I liked, it was a story that I thought about for a long time, even though the main narrator, female character, I just, got irritated with her a bit, but I still really enjoyed her writing. So I'm definitely interested in trying more. I picked this one off eBay actually for a couple dollars because I thought the cover was great. So there we have it. That is my secondhand book haul, piled up from a few months now of thrifting and opportunistic book grabbing, and that will probably be it. I do anticipate having a tiny haul after the holiday season to share with you guys, and I did actually purchase 2 more books off of eBay, which I'll show when I do that haul. They just haven't arrived yet. So thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you like to thrift for new books, if you have any good bookstores around you or thrift stores, and if you think you're going to be participating in the Read What You Want challenge. You can do it with me. We can suffer through together. Just kidding. It's going to be great. So anyway, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.